The Department of Natural Resources is starting a 4th of July campaign to keep you safe on the water.
Wardens and law enforcement officials are keeping a close eye on boaters, making sure no one's operating under the influence. Emily Roberts is live along the Fox River in Appleton this morning with a first alert on Operation Dry Water. Emily, what's the goal?
Tammy Emerson, finding drunk boaters early can absolutely save lives. The DNR says 13 people died in boating-related incidents with drugs or alcohol involved last year. Just like cars, driving a boat with a blood alcohol content of 0.08 or more is illegal. According to the DNR, wardens arrested 27 people on Wisconsin lakes and rivers for boating under the influence 4th of July weekend last year. Since Operation Dry Water started more than a decade ago, officers got nearly 7,000 drunk boaters off the water across the entire country. DNR Lieutenant Darren Kuhn says his team is making it a priority to help prevent tragedy on our lakes and rivers.
We know that alcohol-related operation causes people to do stuff that they wouldn't normally do, and generally that results in somebody getting hurt or somebody getting killed.
Still important to stay mindful even after you get off the water when you're bringing that boat home. As we first told you, the roads, the highways, they're going to be jam-packed with these 4th of July travelers. Operation Dry Water runs through Saturday. Live in Appleton, Emily Roberts, Action 2 News.